Greetings, greetings, greetings. You are now tuned into the vault. Trust Christian, own nothing, control everything. Just want to thank you for tuning in live, listening to replay. Always appreciate everybody that tunes in live, listens in the replay. This is the vault. This is a bonus episode, doing a pop-up episode today. This is a bonus, fake financial gurus. Definitely wanted to do this episode today. We're already starting out 2022 with just uh, an interesting year so far already. 11 days in, and we have a bunch of things to talk about, which is really interesting to say the least. Questions have come throughout the years. People asking about where to put their money, how to deal with these financial gurus, the guys on TV, the guys everywhere, the ladies everywhere. So we're going to talk about it today in this episode. This is The Vault. It's a bonus episode, Fake Financial Gurus. The reason why we got this episode is because we've heard so much throughout the years. We're going to address quite a bit in this episode today. Even when it comes down to, we're going to go ahead and start out where you got these fake financial gurus out here talking about that the money's not real. You know, People have heard this for years. It's unfortunate that this information is being permeated throughout society. It's being perpetrated that the Federal Reserve notes aren't real. You can wipe your butt with them. And it's interesting to see that this information is out there for years and years and years. The money is not real. There is no money. Ladies and gentlemen, this is called poverty mentality. People wish that money was not real. They wish that they didn't have to go out and do something to generate it. And that's why that information is being perpetrated. We've heard it. Trustees have come to us throughout the years. People have come to us throughout the years. Oh, I want to discharge some debt. I want to get rid of some debt. They're still talking about discharging debt over the internet like it's legitimate. Oh, the money's not real. And the money's not real. The system is a fraud. We need to go towards cryptocurrency. We're going to talk about that today. Because when you keep your ear to the street, you stay market neutral. You don't make a decision here or there. You're doing your research. That's what the Vault does. We're a research and development company. We're doing research and development, whether it's crypto, whether it's the federal, whether it's a dollar, whether it's other currencies, whether it's other hard assets. No one wants to tell you to go buy whiskey because they don't know about hard assets. They don't know that whiskey costs hundreds of dollars, thousands of dollars. They don't want to tell you that wine is an asset, that wealthy people have wine in a wine cellar. They don't want to tell you to go buy collectible art. They want to tell you that the dollar's not real. And so you should go buy NFT for some technology that's supposedly going to replace the dollar from some poor people. Who do you think is really developing the technology with crypto? You think it's people that don't have money? Or do you think it's people that have the money? The banks. They have the financial capital to develop more financial capital. But oh no. It's going to replace the dollar. Are you serious? The dollar is, go look at the dollar index. Do you look at the dollar index? When's the last time you saw how strong the dollar is in the world? When they're still trading oil. The car that you're driving is using oil. The cars that most people in the world are driving is in oil. Oh, well, there's countries that are getting away from the dollar. But when is that going to stop happening? See, we don't need to predict the end. We need to go with the trends. The trend is not, oh, we're going to use crypto to get oil. Because you're not. You're using dollars. It's almost the world's reserve currency. They don't want to talk about the IMF. They don't want to talk about the World Bank. They just want to tell you that the dollar's trash. The people that live in America almost hate their own currency. That's how pitiful these fake financial gurus are. They're sitting here telling you to despise the money that they use. But guess what? When you pay for their courses, when you pay for their seminars, when you pay for their workshops, do you use crypto? Now, we've seen recently some conferences actually take crypto. We're going to go ahead and talk about it today, because we can talk about it, because we're doing financial research over here. We've never shunned crypto. We've never shunned it. But we're going to talk about it today. So we're going to talk about it. Let's go ahead and talk about it. So they're talking about this. They're talking about, oh, don't worry, the crypto. We told y'all at the vault that the banks weren't utilizing, most banks were not allowing people to just deposit crypto into their bank. Well, when you do research, this is what you find out. There's a thing called a SBI, a SPD, excuse us, SPDI. A SPDI charter will allow cryptocurrency businesses to take uninsured US dollar deposits from consumers, and convert them into digital assets, conduct payments and collect them to lending investment platforms, and to provide custody services for digital assets. See, they don't want to talk about special purpose depository institutes because they're not everywhere. See, you heard it here first from the vault. But where is this allowed at in the States? Since you're in the United States and you're trying to say that the dollar's trash, these fake financial gurus, oh, the dollar's trash, go into the crypto. And once again, this episode's not intended to be financial advice. We're not legal advice. We never have been. We're having a conversation. Because this episode is to almost save a generation of people that are almost just lazy, like their parents previous, and want to give their money away to a financial advisor. They want to give it away to some app online that's lost half of its value since it IPO'd. SPDIs. SPDIs are special purpose depository institutions, are banks that receive deposits and conduct other activity incidental to the business of banking, including custody, asset servicing, fiduciary asset management, and related activities. SPDIs will likely focus on digital assets, blah, blah, blah. You all can go look this up. They want to sit here and talk about the financial information, but they want to tell you to get out of we talked about it 2 or 3 years ago, whether it was in 2018, 2019, the banks were shutting people's bank account down if you were depositing money into their account. So now we got Bank of America that's allowing people to do that with a special website. We have no problem with telling people what we're going to talk about today, because the facts are the facts, and you have to do your research based off the facts, not based off of the fake financial gurus' opinions over the internet. So let's talk about it. The fake financial gurus over the internet, did they tell you about a website called Kraken? How many people heard about the company called Kraken? Kraken. The Kraken is a company that is a United States based cryptocurrency exchange and bank. Is Coinbase a bank? Is Gemini a bank? But I didn't hear about them, Trust Christian in the Vault. I didn't hear about those companies yet. It's so much information. The information's coming at me quick. Kraken. Kraken. They didn't tell us about that website yet. We didn't hear about it from the fake financial gurus with the bald heads. We didn't hear about it because, the ones with the degrees and the PhDs, they're out here telling us to go get into crypto. It's been going up for years and years. It's going to keep going up. It has nowhere but to go up. But let's go back to the stock market in 2020. The stock market was so bad in 2020 when the beginning of the global situation, they almost called it a financial crisis again. The financial situation was so bad, they had to shut down the stock market. They had to use financial levers in place to stop the stock market. But oh no, Trust Christian in the Vault, I had a stop loss in place on my trades. I had a stop loss in place for my investment account, but it went past it. And now I owe the broker money. Y'all didn't think we heard those stories? I owe the broker money because when the stock market shut down, it went past my stop loss, and when it opened back up, I owe the broker money. Fake financial gurus. They want to tell you, just go put your money in the stock market. It's been going up for 30 years. But for some odd reason, those people lost 40% of their portfolio. They lost 50% of their portfolio in a matter of weeks. In a matter of days and weeks, they lost it. Because these fake financial gurus want to tell you, well, if you throw your money in the stock market, the S&P or whatever thing, because they just want to give you some arbitrary financial advice. They're not even legally licensed financial advisors. They just got a degree. They just got some, what do they got? Oh, I got a PhD in finance. What is that supposed to mean? Are you financially educated? Do you have a proper financial education? Are you financially well off? Are you financially independent outside of selling your course for people to go buy a company? Let's go see what the fake financial gurus are telling people to buy, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, well, didn't they say go buy Robinhood? They said go buy it, right? But for some odd reason, the whole time Robinhood's been out, the company's down 50% in a year. Company IPO, $34. Today, January 11th, 2022, stock's at $16. What happened to all that went into the Robinhood stock? Did you all know that Robinhood, let the guys that were promoting this crap, they were promoting this Robinhood garbage. Then they say, oh, well, if you get on Robinhood, I get a referral fee and I get free stock. Oh, really? They were giving out free stocks. The company's so valuable, they're down half of the value a year later. Who knows when it's going to recover? Yeah, it was in my portfolio. I added Robinhood to my portfolio because it allows people to do commission-free trading. It's revolutionary. It's the way of the future, young millennials. Right. You were in a company that was supposed to be the wave of the future. A year later, it's down 52%. As of today, a year later, they told you to go get in this company, right? Let's go see the next company they told y'all to go get in. Oh man, you got to get in these stocks. You got to get in these companies. Oh really? Most people haven't been in these companies for a long time. Oh, you should go get this company. You should go get that company. Really? So, if you were in one of the companies, we saw some fake financial guru says, oh, you should go get into the Netflix stock. That's what they say. You should go get in Netflix. It's a hold. It's a hold situation. In a year, you're only up 9%. Now, most of the people that are millennials, they don't want to hear a 9% return in a year. If you tell an average millennial, hey, go ahead and add something to your portfolio, it's going to give you a 9% return. They're going to look at you like you're crazy. Because we're in the age of cryptos, right? Right. Oh, just go get into crypto because it goes up every single year. Is it up right now? It's just like the stock market, right? Right. And what happened in 2020 with the stock market? It wiped out people. It took their savings. They lost 40% of their portfolio. They haven't recovered in 2 years yet. They haven't recovered in 2 years. But the fake financial gurus say, go get this company. Add it to your portfolio, Trust Christian in the Vault. Yeah, right. They're playing with your emotions. You're going out and buying these stocks. You're trying to get in these companies. You're thinking it's an easy way out. There's no easy way out. At the vault, we do financial research. We do research. You got to do your research. That's what you got to do. You can't put your financial future in a financial advisor's hands. Why? Because in 2020, did they get out before the Black Swan event hit? No. The financial advisors weren't picking up they weren't picking up their phones because they didn't know what to do. They couldn't control the stock market. You think their company was going to allow you to liquidate and take your money out of the stock market? Not only that, how could the financial advisor take the money out of the stock market when the stock market closed? It shut down. It closed. In the middle of the day, they said, dang, it's going down so fast, we're going to shut down early today. Bam! But most people weren't day trading. What happened to all the day traders? What happened to all the day traders in 2020? What happened to all the day traders in 2021? Oh, we're day trading. Guess what they were trading? We're trading penny stocks. Where's the liquidity in penny stocks right now? 2022. Where's the liquidity at the end of 2021 in penny stocks? Where's the liquidity? We don't see them cashing out. We don't see them posting their trades because they're fake financial gurus. Oh, we're making money in trading. We're making money in investing in the market, right? Right. But for some, we're making money all over this Robinhood stuff. You know, everything's going to go up to the moon. And what happened? A year later, when the volatility went back down, and you could see that it's a stock pickers market right now, what happened to Robinhood a year later? I thought that was going to be your saving grace, millennials. That was going to be your commission-free savings to wealth, right? Right. That was garbage. Because you got to remember, the financial news over the internet is for ratings. It's not for performance of your portfolio. It's for ratings. Then you got the fake financial gurus say, oh no, you could discharge all your debt. So what happens when you discharge the credit card? Can you keep the credit card? Do you keep the credit card? Did they tell you what happens after you discharge the credit card? Did they tell you what happens after you discharge the car? Did they tell you what happens after you discharge the house? Hold on. Okay, here's for the fake financial gurus. Why didn't the fake financial gurus go discharge a private jet? Why didn't the fake financial gurus go discharge commercial properties? Because it's not as easy as they're talking. They're making up garbage. Hold on. Are you paying them in crypto? Are you paying them in the fake money? Yeah. You're paying them in the fake money that supposedly is fake. You know, oh, the dollar's not real. Dollar's still one of the strongest currencies in the world. But oh no, crypto is going to replace it. When? It's not what's possible, it's what's probable. You're using a dollar every day. If it was so trash, stop using it. But guess what? People aren't that stupid. It's the fake financial gurus that think you're stupid, though. It's the fake financial gurus on TV that think you're stupid. Oh man, go over in the Robinhood app. It's a long-term play. Yeah, and that's why you're sitting in it a year later and you're down 50%. But it's going to recover at one point, Trust Christian. What is going to change about the app? What is going to change? You got the fake financial gurus sitting over here telling you, oh yeah, go into real estate. It was the highest performing asset class. Who's buying real estate right now? A year later, 2022, who's buying real estate? Are people buying real estate in 2022? They are. The ones that got the capital. The ones that got the ammunition. The ones that didn't get wiped out in 2020. The ones that didn't get wiped out in 2021. Those are the ones that bought real estate. And let's go to that market. Oh, we're going to go get real estate. Traditionally, we've seen high net worth investors buy it for cash flow, not for capital gains. Did you hear that? Do you know the difference between financial terms of cash flow and capital gains? But oh no, supposedly real estate is going to go up uh, uh, your whole life. We've seen real estate prices go out of the world. What, the real estate prices are going to the moon, right? Y'all didn't hear about this. Y'all didn't hear about the real estate crash 30 years ago. Y'all didn't hear about the real estate crash in '08, right? So how is it that real estate is the best play when they just had a crash less than 20 years ago? But they want to tell you to go into real estate. That's why the vault has never talked about it. That's why the vault doesn't talk about going into real estate. Because most people don't know how to play real estate. But the fake financial gurus will tell you to go into real estate, but we just came out of a so-called depression with the real estate from '08, '09. That was called the financial crisis, right? People lost their homes. People lost their wealth, right? But they're still telling you to go into real estate. And you think the same thing's not going to happen again? Aren't the markets back at all-time highs? Isn't real estate back at all-time highs? Isn't that when it fell last time? When it was at all-time highs? Why you think the fake financial gurus, the old heads, they're out here telling you, oh, hey, there's going to be a stock market crash again. That's all they could tell you. Why? Because the markets are at all-time highs again. Well, the market's got to crash. That's all they want to do is pump fear on you. They don't want to tell you one thing all they got to tell you. Always do your research. Investigate before you invest. Leave it up to you. You want to know why they don't leave it up to you? Because they think you're stupid and they want your money. That's why. They know you're lazy. They know you don't want to do the financial research. They know you don't want to increase your financial education. So, we talked about financial education for 20 years now, but guess what? We're going to tell you to go to the next best thing, crypto. Really? So hold on. Isn't it financial advice when you tell people what asset to acquire? Isn't that what the financial advisors actually get paid to do? Is the financial advisors have the financial advisors have licenses to sell securities, to broker the securities. How come you got these guys that got podcasts all telling you to buy crypto? All these guys that aren't invested in your financial future are telling you to buy crypto though. And then not only that, it's different. It's a bunch of different cryptos to buy, but they telling you the main ones to buy. Well, let's go look at the Robinhood. They're down 50% a year later. Let's go look at the stock market. See, the younger people didn't have enough money in the stock market yet. So when the stock market went down in 2020, who do you think lost their money? The old heads that were in mutual funds, that have 401ks, that lost money 20, 30, 40%. How can you recover on 40%? It's the market if they're not up in their portfolio. Because the stocks that went up outside of that are not the ones that were up before 2020. They're different companies now. There's been a shift in the companies. But then you got these, oh man, go get these NFTs. Oh man, go get these cryptocurrencies. Oh really? But then we see these cryptocurrencies fluctuating out of the roof. They want to tell you to go in these things. They don't want to tell you about the commission fees. They don't want to tell you about the fees that you got to use to go in and out of these assets, do they? They don't tell you about the fees. They just tell you to acquire the asset. There's fees for acquiring the asset. There's fees for holding the asset. Doesn't the bank charge for holding money? Why you think you're not getting interest on the money? Because there's management fees. When the bank is holding your money, they're a depository institution. They're charging you a fee to manage the money. They're charging you a fee to hold the money in their institution. But the fake financial gurus, well, we don't really know how much the fees are because they fluctuate. It's sort of like gas prices. That's why they call the fees in crypto gas prices. Exactly. It's almost like what? Inflation. So how do you get out of this situation? How do you better yourself? You got to investigate before you invest. You can't leave it up to the financial gurus, the fake financial gurus, to give you the stock tips. Oh man, I got to get the insider tip. Think about it. If somebody gives you financial advice, that means they're a financial advisor. But are these people held liable for their financial advice? oh man, you should go get crypto. You should go get this because this is gonna go up. It's been going up every year. It ain't got nowhere but to go up. If it started at zero, of course it's got nowhere to go up. Do you really think it's gonna go back to zero? Right, that's my logic. So that's why I'm gonna get in it because it's only got nowhere but to go up. But the stock market's at all-time highs right now. And we saw people lose 40% of their 401k in 1 year. We saw people lose, literally, we saw people lose 30 to 40+% of their portfolio in 2 months. April of 2020 and April and May, they lost 20 to 30 to 40% of their portfolio. They haven't made it back yet. But you got the fake financial gurus telling you to go over into crypto. Like that won't happen to you. Hey, no worries. They're not held liable anyways, because it's your money. It's not their money. They're not investing their money. They're taking your money because you want to rely on someone else for your financial future. And that's why the retirement plan in America, from the government or otherwise, it's over. You got to invest in your financial education so you can get the financial information that you need. And you really need the skill set on how to weed out good companies from bad companies. See, no one wants to talk about trading. They want to talk about investing because all they know is investing. Well, I'm wearing Nike. Shouldn't I buy Nike? You don't know that there could be another company that could come knock your block off? Y'all heard about Blockbuster? Y'all heard about these other companies that come and go? Y'all heard about MySpace? What happened to Facebook? It transitioned. Things change. But they want to tell you to go buy Facebook stock. They want you to put all your financial chips into Facebook until you lose it. 20 or 30, 40% of your portfolio. Yeah, right. Well, Trust Christian Revolt, if I invest in my financial education, how much do I invest in my financial education? As much as it takes. Because your education is what's going to continue to allow you to have the discernment to pick the right companies, to pick the right investments. They want to keep telling you to go into real estate, but y'all heard about the financial crisis. Y'all think people really recovered from that financial housing crisis over 10 years ago? We remember when 2020 hit and that situation happened. We had people that we talked to say people just started recovering 10 years later from that situation. But you think it's not going to happen to you in crypto, huh? Well, I got to get in and get while the getting's good. Yeah, right. What you got to do is get your financial education, get your financial acumen up. Not jumping into something because you got to know when to take profits. When do you take profits? When the gurus come back and tell you to take profits? Guess what? The financial advisors didn't tell people to take profits when March of 2020 came around. They didn't tell people to take profits in April. They didn't tell them to take it in February of 2020. Why? Because they lost half their client base. They got their clients, the baby boomers, they're back out driving Uber. Who do you think's delivering your food for Uber right now? Baby boomers. Baby boomers have pensions. Baby boomers have 401ks, but they're driving for Uber. Hold on. The baby boomers are doing, what are they doing? They're doing gig society. Look, if baby boomers were so well off with their financial advisors, why are they doing Airbnb with their personal residents? Millennials? Well, it's a transition in the market. Is that what you want to do when you're 40 and 50 years old? 60 years old? Share your house so you can make a couple extra bucks to pay your rent? Since your 401k got cut in half? You lost 30 or 40% because you couldn't get your financial advisor on the phone to get you out of the trade? To get you out of the investment? Of these long-term investments? Hey, people think that you just can shortcut the shortcut, ladies and gentlemen. It comes down to one thing. You gotta invest in your financial education. We've already shared what Most people on the internet are not sharing, especially with the SP. We're going to go ahead and Google it again. SPDIs. How many people have heard of SPDIs? We got people live in the chat right now. How many people in the chat have heard what a special purpose depository institution is? It's only legal in Wyoming right now. But you got every guru on the internet telling you to buy stocks. Excuse me. You got every guru on the internet telling you to buy crypto. And we've been sitting here for months and years now saying, how are you going to get it into a bank when we know people that were getting millions of dollars through crypto? They had 300 Bitcoins. Are you serious? They're broke. They had hundreds of Bitcoin. They're broke. They're not living off Bitcoins anymore. Because the Bitcoin, they're out of it. They got shook out of the position by the institutions. And that's what the institutions are going to keep doing. They're going to shake you out of the position. How many people in the chat? No one's typed into the chat yet that they know what an SPDI is. But for some odd reason, you got all the gurus over the internet telling you to buy crypto. But they're not telling you how to do it. Because that's called what? Financial advice. That's what it's called. They haven't told you about a website or a company called Kraken. They want to tell you about Coinbase. Oh, Coinbase. Gemini. They want to tell you about Binance. Wasn't Binance banned in the United States? Y'all can go look up Binance. We remember when they shut these companies down in the States. We saw this happening. It's crazy to see how people literally are just losing their money in front of us. It's okay. We get these conversations all the time. They talking about these companies out here, man. People out here losing money. It's crazy. Somebody said, I don't know about SPDIs. Exactly. But they got people out here talking about some daggone investing in some crypto and all this other stuff. But they're not telling you how to pull it into a bank account. They're not telling you how to do it legally. They're not telling you how to do it the proper way. They want to tell you, oh, go out and get this money, you know. We're gonna see the death of the dollar. First of all, is there pennies in society? I thought if first of all, how they gonna get rid of dollars, paper money, in our lifetime, ladies and gentlemen, when they still got quarters, dimes, and nickels? Look, this is how bad these idiots are. Is there real nickel inside of a nickel? Is there real copper inside of a penny? Is there real whatever metals are inside supposed to be inside of the coins? Are they inside of it? No, but they still got them around, right? Right. They still got pennies, right? Yeah. Do they still got dimes, right? Yeah. Do they still got quarters, right? Yeah. They still got $50 in circulation. How many people do you know actually, like, when they go into a store, they actually have a 50-cent piece, they actually have a coin for $50, but they still make them. They're still in circulation. You can get them from the FDIC insured banks. We're going to go ahead and talk about this because even with the SPDIs, they're uninsured institutions. Ladies and gentlemen, are y'all really about to fall for this? Like, we're either about to see the Roaring 20s. Y'all remember the Roaring 20s, right? Right. The Roaring 20s in 1920 to 1930. You also heard what happened after the Roaring 20s, right? It was called the Great Depression. Why? Because they didn't have the FDIC in place then. They didn't have Federal Depository Insurance in place then. They had to put the FDIC in place to protect the uninsured, unaccredited investors. So now you got the fake financial gurus telling you that you should go into a unsecured investment again. An unsecured investment procedure. Oh, really? That's why they're fake financial gurus, because they're telling you to go into an uninsured investment. Now you think about this. Are you about to put your money in a bank that your money's not insured? But you supposedly want to follow the trend of the fake financial gurus that tell you to put your money in these things. They're uninsured. But then you heard about the Great Depression, right? See, it's funny how history has a way of repeating itself. Why? Because people don't study history. They don't have a proper education in history. And really, they don't have a proper financial education because you're depending on a financial guru to give you some information you think that's free over the internet. It's really crazy to see right now how we're seeing the 20s and the 30s repeat themselves in the States again. And it's really around the world, but in the States again. You've seen it again. It's really unfortunate. And we see it over and over again. The fake financial gurus are telling you to put your money in an uninsured, quote unquote, currency. Isn't the dollar insured at the bank? The FDIC banks that are backed by the central banking system? Oh man, this is a criminal act. We shouldn't be doing that. We shouldn't be messing with the dollar, because most of the countries got to use dollars to convert to get the oil that they're using in their country. And we think that's going to change in the next 5 to 10 years. Yeah, right. That's called fake financial guru information. The fake financial gurus are making you bet against your own currency. They're trying to make you liquidate against your own equity in your own country. You gonna fall for it, right? Well, this other country's doing it. First of all, do, are you going to live in Venezuela? Who you think's going to live in Venezuela? Venezuelans are leaving Venezuela. Go do your research on Venezuela. Oh, Venezuela's got a government crypto-backed currency. First of all, Venezuela is a joke. No one's going to live in Venezuela. It's a criminal country. They got people leaving Venezuela. But they tell you, oh, we got to deal with these countries that got a government-backed currency. Oh, we're going to go over to Mexico. Who is Mexico, ladies and gentlemen? Are you serious? Where do they rank GDP in the world? What do they rank? These countries, we're not talking bad about Mexico. We're just saying, y'all got to look at the numbers. Y'all got to do your financial research. People over here asking for ideas because they're a loser. Where should I invest my money? You invest your money in your own ideas, not the ones that are given to you by a fake financial guru. See, we're not a fake financial guru over at the vault because we're the financial research company that just has a general business conversation that says, look, these are the things that we're researching. You can have a look at them. We're not saying put your money in it. Why? Because whoever's telling you to put your money in it is a financial advisor, right? Right. But when 2020 was coming around, when it came around, we know financial advisors that didn't even pick up their phone that first quarter. They lost people's retirement. They got people putting their houses on Airbnb now. Because they got to make an additional source of income to make up for the loss that they have in their retirement program. They got these old heads trying to create money trying to sell stuff over the internet. You see we've seen more people that got degrees driving Uber than people that don't got degrees. These people got financial. They got degrees, ladies and gentlemen, driving for Uber. We see so many millennials they're lost. The old heads, they're done. They'll figure it out. They're barely going to retire. The old heads, they're going to have a little bit of Social Security. Millennials know they're not going to have Social Security. Go ask millennials, are they going to have Social Security? But then you even got the government saying that they think the program's going to run out. How are you going to succeed when the government's telling you that the government pension plan pretty much that subsidizes poor people? Because why would you need the government if you had a great financial education to make sound financial decisions? Because this is what millennials know. The millennials have talked to their grandparents, such as we have. Guess what? If you make a certain amount of money in retirement, you can't even get Social Security. Did you know that? So for everybody that's telling you, oh, you're going to retire as a fat cat from the stock market, if you're making all this money from the stock market, you don't even get to collect the Social Security money that you put in the system. You didn't know that? Are your parents having that conversation with you, millennials? Are your grandparents telling you that if you make a certain amount of money, do you know what that number is? Do you know what the number is? Are the fake financial gurus telling you if you make a certain amount of money, you're not going to get subsidized by Social Security? So now you're once you hit that number $1 over or above, you don't get the Social Security that you put in the system, millennials. And the millennials know this, old heads. The millennials know this. They're not having it. But millennials, are you going to fall for the crypto uninsured excuse? Like the old heads fell for Social Security, 401ks, pensions, working for a company for 30 years? No, I don't think you're going to fall for that. Why? Because the old heads are driving Uber and subsidizing their income by Airbnb in a room at their house because they got a mortgage that they got to pay still. Because they didn't stay in one mortgage for 30 years. Who do you know paid off their house in 30 years? Millennials. Fake financial gurus. They tell you go get into real estate, right? Right. But how many of them paid off the mortgages? Because they don't talk about cash flow. They talk about capital gains. They talk about the market going up. They talk about the appraisal value of the property going up. That's what they talk about. These fake financial gurus. Property's going to go up. It's going to keep going up. Oh, really? How many of them cashed out? How many of them are retiring cash? They're telling you cash is trash, right? They're telling you cash is trash. How many of these old heads are living off crypto right now? These old heads, we're talking about pure crypto. They're not. Because they don't even know what SPDIs are. They don't even know what those are. Let's go ahead and talk about this. We're going to keep talking about SPDIs. A special purpose depository institution will allow cryptocurrencies deposits from consumers to convert them into digital assets. But the gurus on the internet didn't tell y'all about that though, right? Right. It's really unfortunate, ladies and gentlemen, that we're going to do our financial research here. We're not going to let the government dictate our financial futures. We're not going to let the government say, well, for all y'all millennials, because y'all already know, y'all not going to get Social Security. The government's already told y'all that. Y'all know that. But for some odd reason, you're paying in it, right? Right. Hey, we got to pay into this Social Security thing, but, we got to diversify our portfolio. We're going to go ahead and start up a little Robinhood app. We're going to go ahead and start up these little apps. The so-called app that was going to give you freedom, Robinhood, it IPO'd over a year ago. IPO'd at $35. It's at $16 right now, ladies and gentlemen. How are you going to win if you're consuming financially illiterate information from these gurus that got a degree and they're in student loan debt? Y'all don't think these gurus are in student loan debt? These gurus are the same ones that if they have enough money, they're lobbying so they can get their student loan debt wiped out through a student loan forgiveness program. What type of country is the country? If getting a degree was worth it, why do they gotta forgive the people that got the degrees the loan? Well, we gonna make a counter argument. Oh, they overcharged us for the degree. Really? Who subsidized it? The government. Y'all know who Sally made. Y'all know who these companies are. that subsidize the college education. So hold on. The financial gurus need a student forgiveness loan. Really? Go ask the financial gurus, do they have student loan debt? They have student loan debt and will laugh about it. The student why do you, if this is one of the greatest countries in the world, the United States is one of the greatest countries in the world, why do they need a student forgiveness loan program for one of the highest, supposed to be one of the most valuable educations in the world, a college education? If it was so valuable and the system works so well, why would they need to forgive student loans? When if you got the degree, you're supposed to be able to come out and make money, right? Right. It don't make sense. And the millennials know that. And the younger people know that. And they're not falling for it. So most of them, they just say the heck with it. We are going to go out and compete with the old heads, and we're going to drive for Uber. We're going to go out and create tech companies that replaces these old heads' jobs. The old accountants, the old software developers, the old manufacturing plants. We're going to develop the AI. We're going to develop the AR. We're going to develop the VR. We're going to develop the work from home society because gas prices are inflated. Because the old heads are telling you it's global warming. But gas prices are almost at an all-time high again. It's global warming. Carbon emissions are high, right? The government's not giving a subsidy for gas, are they? But they're giving you a student loan forgiveness program for what's supposed to be one of the best educational systems in the world. It's a joke. Don't even waste your time. Feel free to improve your education. Somebody said, well, how do you go about doing that, Trust Christian Revolt? This is how you do it. You got to find people or individuals that are aligned with your goals. And you have to sit with them directly. And you have to really look into their life and say, is this the life I want? Is the vehicle that they're using the real vehicle that they're using? Everybody wants to tell you that they're investing in the stock market. Everyone wants to tell you that they're living off of the crypto, right? They didn't tell you about the SPDI, though. They didn't tell you about this, the Special Purpose Depository Institution. They didn't tell you about Wyoming. They told you go open up a Robinhood account so they can get a referral fee, right? They told you to go open up an account with this broker so they can get a referral fee. You think these guys that are pushing this stuff over the internet aren't getting referral fees? They're getting referral fees. But at the same time, if they were getting referral fees, why is the stock down 50% a year later? Because it's a joke. It's a tchotchke. It's a fugazi. It's a fugazi. Commission free? You think you're going to get good financial advice for free? All I gotta do is just cut on the internet, Trust Christian and Vault, and I'm gonna get good financial information from the financial gurus. If I sign up for their financial course, I'm gonna sign up for a company and I'm gonna get money off of it. Through the stock market. Because the stock market only goes up. In real estate, it only goes up. In crypto, it only goes up. They don't tell you how to trade the sell. What happens when the market gets at all-time highs? What are you supposed to do? Sell, right? Right. Who's selling right now and who's buying? The fake financial gurus are telling you to buy right now. Well, the market's at an all-time high. The cryptos, they're never going to go lower than where they are now. We got to get in now while it's hot. We got to get in before it goes to the moon. We got to get into real estate before it goes to the moon. That's what they were saying in 2007. And then in 2008, 2009, we heard people crying over the internet. Adults were crying. They lost their houses. They lost their life savings in real estate. People lost their businesses in real estate. Well, no, I got a short-term memory, Trust Christian Vault. I don't really remember that. We just went through 2022, 2020. We went through 2021. We don't know. because you're not doing the financial research. And when you do the financial research, you're putting money into Social Security, and you know you're not going to collect it, whether you got enough money or not. And how can you live on? Think about this. Think about how much of a fugazi the program is. Think about it. Can you really live off $1,500 a month in America, ladies and gentlemen? Can you really live off a $2,000 a month, depending on where you're living? Can you live off half your income? You're not even putting half your income into Social Security. You think the government's matching your Social Security? You think this is a 401k? First of all, how's the government going to do that? Who is the government? The people. So that means that the government's doing what the central bank's doing. They're hypothecating money. They're creating money out of thin air to match your income, so you can retire in peace, right? The government's gonna. But guess what? Government also said when you make a certain amount of money, you can't even collect your Social Security that you put the money into. It's interesting to see this, ladies and gentlemen. It really is. Going through these times, we're gonna see. It's interesting to see, the financial game that's being played with people. It really is. We appreciate the opportunity to serve. We appreciate the opportunity to talk to people about this. Because a lot of young people come to the ball all the time and they're scared, they're terrified. Oh man, I don't know where I'm gonna find the money to retire successfully. I gotta go into the crypto. Cause that's gonna be the new latest and greatest thing. Oh really? Okay. But we saw the market have a shakedown. We don't really know what the coins are good for. We didn't even know what bank we could deposit them in. Right. We appreciate the opportunity to serve and just have a general conversation with the public. Because it's the general public about public information. Facts are, if you make more than a certain amount of money, you don't get Social Security, millennials. And the old heads know that. And they're not going to tell you that. Why? Because they want you to keep putting money in the system so they can retire. But younger people, they're not working at 401k and pension jobs. They're not even trying to work a job. They're trying to have their freedom and work the gig society and work part-time. Collect unemployment. Appreciate everybody for tuning in live, listen to replay. Always appreciate everybody for tuning in live, listen to replay. Feel free to reach out Christian at trustchristian.com for a consultation. Once again, feel free to reach out Christian at trustchristian if that's something that you want to do. Oh, we're not going to beg y'all here. Oh, we're not going to do that. We're independent. We're having that conversation because these are the questions we get in consultations. These are the things that we talk about in consultations with people all the time. Because people, they know they're not going to be able to retire properly. They're not making enough money. They're not, they don't have the proper financial education. How do you get that? You got to invest in your private education. You got to invest in your financial education. And it's not somebody telling you what stock to get. It's just really them sharing with you their investigation process, honestly. It's them sharing with you their investigation process. How do they invest in the market? What are they looking for? What's their process of elimination? What's their risk management look like? How do they manage risk? You got to have risk. Where there's no risk, there's no reward, right? Right. It's risk reward. If you don't risk, you don't get. So you have to risk to get a reward. But how do you manage that risk? We're speaking to our younger self where We thought that there was going to be a financial guru that's going to give us some financial information that was going to change our lives. Some financial information that was going to give you the trades that you need to sit in for 10, 5 years and get dividends. Or we're going to follow the Warren Buffett method. Are you serious? Warren was sitting in that 2020 crash too. He lost his money in the airlines and he pulled out too. He was heavily invested in those airlines too. They lost money. It's not to say that he doesn't have a diverse portfolio. It's to say that he's lost money too. We all lose money in the market, right? Right. But can you handle the losses? The risk management? Can you handle the losses? When the market shuts down on you? See, Warren's an institutional investor. He can trade after hours. Did you know there's after hour trading? Did the fake financial gurus tell you about trading after hours? Did they tell you that you could trade after hours? How do you get to that level? Did they talk to you about accredited or unaccredited investors? No. They just want to tell you, hey, let's go into these assets. Crypto. It's the future. Yeah, right. Real estate. What do you mean real estate? Huh? What do you mean real estate? We just came out of a financial crisis in real estate. What are you talking about? Getting hard real estate. See, they're only pushing this information to people that A, have a short-term memory, or people that have no knowledge of it at all. That were not old enough to figure it out. It's up to you to do your financial research. Do they tell you to go into EM? Do they tell you to go into emerging markets? Oh no, we saw people for years now, especially in 2020, 2021. Oh, penny stocks, go into penny stocks. Yeah, right. Those people are quiet right now because they ain't getting no money in those penny stocks. Because the penny stock market is different. If it was so easy, why aren't they still making money in the penny stocks? Do you even know how many companies are in the S&P 500? It's 500 companies in the S&P 500. You know how many companies are on the Dow Jones? Do you know how many companies are in the NASDAQ? The US 30 and the US 50? Five hundred and what? 80 companies out of thousands of companies in the United States that are public. Those ones are isolated. What they say, are you familiar with the FANG corporations? Are you familiar with the FANG companies that literally made 70% of the S&P returns last year? Over 60 and 50 plus percent of returns of the S&P. So what happened to the other, what 490 companies that was supposed to have money going into them? The FANG companies collected that money, right? Now you're going to follow the gurus. Well, we got to go get in the FANG companies. Do you know who MySpace is? Yeah. So, Facebook came after them. You think it's going to be another company after Facebook? Yeah, it's called Meta. You see that? Things change. But they want to tell you to go sit in the stock. And you can sit in the stock and ride the wave. And then when the market takes a dip, like it did in 2020, like it did in 2008, 2009, you're going to be stuck with your hat in your hand. Lost your shirt. When the water leaves out, you lost your shorts. Oh no, go into crypto. We saw people that had over 300 Bitcoin. Y'all think we playing? Y'all think we playing out here? Y'all think we playing when we say we knew people that were millionaires off of crypto? They ain't millionaires off of crypto no more. So why you think they had to come up with the NFTs? Oh man, we got to do the NFTs because, the crypto, that's not the most reliable aspect of this whole cryptocurrency thing. We got to go into the NFTs because the crypto, we don't know how, that's too volatile. Really? So you're gonna go over into NFTs right now, right? Right. How you gonna cash the money out? That was the question we had. They didn't tell us about the SPDIs. They didn't tell us about that. We went to a crypto conference. No one spoke about an SPDI. You want to know why? Because we saw the so-called financial guru, one of the top keynote speakers, say, well, yeah, I'm with JP. You know who JP, the last name M. And yeah, they're an institutional custodial holder, right? Because you got over $250,000 in your bank, so you can hold, so the bank can custodial hold your account, not for the average crypto investor that's just trying to make a couple bucks so they can get some money for their retirement, right? Because what are you investing in these things? What are you in these assets for if you're not looking for the money, passive, and retirement ability? You're looking for a get rich quick scheme. They don't exist. That's the lottery. How many people play the lottery and win? Oh man, don't say it like that, Trust Christian in the Vault. You saying that, this crypto thing's like the lottery? Ladies and gentlemen, we already seen millionaires not be millionaires no more in this crypto stuff. And y'all still buying this garbage? Well, it's gonna be the future in 10 years. By 2030, we all gonna be using it. We all gonna have some type of a digital asset. Oh, really? The money in the bank account is digital currency, correct? Correct. It's a digital asset. What are they talking about? They're playing with your mind. They're playing with language. The best thing for you to do is to save your chips. Save your ammunition. Do your research. Be comfortable and prepared to go into something that you're either willing to go in and lose it, or you're willing to go in and be okay with riding it out and winning. But if y'all want to bet on this whole crypto thing, have at it. That's the same thing as real estate. And we saw how that play went. 2008, 2009. But the prices are back up. All-time highs. We know. We've actually seen multiple stock market crashes. Excuse me. We actually seen multiple real estate crashes in our life. Multiple real estate corrections. Multiple real estate corrections in the market. When do you get out? At the top or when it resets? Do you have the financial acumen to get out right before it resets? Did you know 2020 was going to happen? So you pulled your money out the market before it happened? Did you know 2008 was going to happen? So you pulled your money out the market before it happened? Doubt it. Just like the financial advisors didn't do it. And they're the ones that got a broker's license. They're the ones that got licenses sitting there. They didn't pull the money out. Because there's fees involved for managing the money. So why would they want to give you the money back if there's fees involved in managing your money? Wake up. Do your own research and due diligence. We appreciate everybody for tuning in live, listen, replay. Feel free to reach out, Christian@trustchristian.com. Look forward to hearing from anybody and everybody. Christian@trustchristian.com. Look forward to hearing from y'all. Peace. Enjoy.